Alright, welcome back guys. I had to stop that video because it has exceeded 1 hour 20 minutes, so I needed to stop it and start a new one so that it will not be too long and boring for those for the viewers. Alright, so welcome back. The we have I think we stopped at the last at the 18th task. We have done that. Alright, we move to the 19th one now. A to Z, replace all letters A and C from input to Z and E respectively. So once again, first things first, I copy my file name, copy, VI, Control AV. By the way, please, if you are seeing this video now, this is a continuation of our share input slash output redirection tag. So the link to the first part of this video will be in the description of this very video. Alright, you need this a continuation. You need to watch that first video before this because we are continuing with solving our task. So VI, enter the VI mode. I tap I to write into VI. So what are we writing? First let's write a compulsory line. Bin bash. So what are they expect? They said create a script. No, not that. Replace all characters A and C from input to Z and E respect. So what they want us to replace A with what? Z, with Z, and replace this C with what? With E. That's what they want us to do. So how do we do that? So we are going to introduce a command which is what? TRO. TRO stands for translate. Alright, we are translating one letter to the other. That means we are replacing one letter to the other. So TRO stands for translate. And by the way, TRO is not just you can also use it to remove a letter. Okay, you see that in the next task. All right, so TRO you can use it to translate or remove. Translate and remove. So let's first do this. So TRO translate. What are we translating? Capital A. Alright, we are translating this, and we are translating two letters, A and Z. Sorry, we are translating these letters. So what are we replacing them with? I'm going to put this to output, this input. So output, what are we using to replace them? Translate with what? With A will be replaced with what? C. Alright, and again Z will be replaced with E. So that's what this does. I think it's easy enough to understand. Translate A, you replace A with what? C, and you translate Z to what? E, you replace Z with E. So have we done that? Escape, WQ. I make my file executable chmod u plus x, the name of my file. Alright, so I git add all of it, git commit -m, my commit message, and I do git push. Oh, sorry, git push. I'll paste. Okay, I'll paste in this token. Control AV. Alright, so it has been pushed successfully. yes, let me clear and we check our code. So let's check if we are correct. The aha moment, are you ready? It's all checked, so we are correct. So we move to the next task, which is the 20th task. What without C you would leave in Hyango. Alright, create a script that removes all letter C, small case C and uppercase C from input. So let me copy the file name, copy vi, paste my file name, start, bin bash, so what we are doing now is said create a script that remove all letter C, small case and uppercase from input. So how do you do that? Like I said, I told you in the last task, translate help to translate the switch letters, and you can also use it to remove, all right, to remove letters. So I'm going to use that translate and create a script that removes C and C. So translate, I'll use D, all right. So what are we removing? We are removing uppercase letter C and lowercase c. So that's that. We are removing those two letters. We are removing uppercase C and lowercase c. So escape ZVI, chmod, make my file executable u plus x, my file name, I git add, git commit -m, git push. I copy this, Ctrl V, and I push. So that has been pushed successfully. Let me clear my screen and we check our code. This is the 20th task, so let's check our code. So it's all checked, and that means we are correct. I move to the next task. EXROV reverse print in a very funny manner. So he said write a script, we are in the 21st task, write a script that reverse its inputs. A script that reverse its input. So I copy this, copy the file name, come here, Ctrl A V, oh VI, I have to put VI, alright. I enter VI mode, I tap I to enter insert mode, then I put my compulsory first line, bin bash. So how do you write a script that reverse its input? How do you write it? What command do you use to reverse the input of a script? That is arrow ev. That's just that, to reverse the input of a script. You use arrow ev, which stands for what? Reverse. So escape (WQ). I make my file executable chmod u plus x. File name, alright. Have we done that? I git add, git commit, Ctrl A V, then I git push. This and I push. Alright, so it has been pushed successfully. Let me clear here. So let's check our code. It's all checked. That means this is correct. So I move to the next task. DJ cut killer. Wow, that's really a cut. Alright, write a script that displays all user and their home directory sorted by users based on this etc/password file. So write a script that display all users and their home directory sorted by user. So let's copy the file. Let's copy the file name. Copy that. Vi Ctrl V, paste that file name. Start mode, my compulsory first line. Bin bash. So how do we do that? How do we write a script that display all users and their home directory? Let's again switch up to a script that displays all users and their home directory sorted by users based on that file. Alright, so that is where we are now. So to do that, we are going to introduce another command, which is cut. So cut help us display all users. Display all users and their home directory sorted by users. So let me just write the command and I will do explanation. So that will be cut -d column. I close that square bracket. We are using F, which means they are regular files, and that will be for the users first and the sys file. Alright, then the file name, which is /etc password /etc password, and we going to output that. We sort all of that. We are going to output that to be sorted. All right, sorted by users. So this helps us to sort all of this. Write a script that display all users and their home directories. Okay, so this cut -d for directories. Alright, this -d signify directories. You know, in the previous I told you F stands for regular files, D the directory, the L symbolic link, C character device, and B block device. So D stands for directories, and display all users and their home directory sorted by. Okay, this should signify that home directory sorted. Okay, we are sorting this. All right, this, what are we sorting? Regular files. This F stands for regular files. All right, we are sorting all these files, okay, I believe that is that, and you have done just a bit to suffice for this task. Just a bit explanation. So we move out of here, column WQ. I make this file as executable chmod u+x, file name, then I do git add, git commit, commit message, git push. copy this, paste that token, and I push. So it has been pushed successfully. Let's check our code. Before that, let me just clear the screen. So let's check if we are correct. So check code. Alright, all checked, that means we are correct. So I move to the next task. Emptying cache make the most noise. Wow. That's that. Write a command that find all empty files and directory, the correct directory, and all subdirectory, all the names of the files that you are not allowed to use. Okay, they say we should not use base name, grep, and that we are not supposed to use all of these commands. So that is the instruction for this. So let's copy the file name. Copy. Come to my terminal VI. Paste that. Tap I to enter start mode. Then my regular first line. Bin bash. So what else? Said sorry, let me just go back to the question. Said write a command that find all empty files and directories in the current directory and subdirectories, and only the names of the files. Hidden files should be listed, and so that is what we are going to do. I take on the find. So to do this, what do you think we do? We use find. Alright, we use the command find. And what? To find all empty files and directory, the current directory. Since we are looking at the current directory, we are going to use what? Dot to signify that it is the current directory. And we are finding all empty directories. So I'm going to use the command empty. We are looking for all empty directory. And now we've done that, all empty directory and subdirectory. Okay, all empty directory and sub directory in the current directory, and also only names of the files and directories should be displayed, not the entire path. Then hidden files, one file name per line. The list should end with a new line. Only names of the files and directories should be displayed, not the entire path. So we are not allowed to use all of this. So the next command we are going to use, we are putting that, and we reverse the input. All right, reverse the input. Then again we are outputting this. We use cut. Then we are talking about directories. So -d, we are looking at directories. So we use the command -d, stand for directory. I've explained that a couple of times. F regular files, D directory, L symbolic links, and all that. You can read more of that. So we are talking about directories. And what directories are we talking about? We are talking about directories, and in the current directory and subdirectory. In the current directory, how do you display a current directory? You use your slash to display current directory. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to exit. It's a special character, so I'm going to use that inverted comma to exit that special character. So again, that directories, let's read again. Write a command that finds all empty directories and directories in the current directories and subdirectory, only names of the files and directory. So we are also talking about files. We are also looking at files. So since we are talking about files, we are talking about regular files. So we are going to use the command F, which signifies regular files. I don't know if you are following. Alright, we are going to use F, which signify regular files, and only the names of the files and directory should be displayed, not the entire path. So we are displaying only the names of the files. So that one indicates that only the names of the files and directory should be displayed. Sorry, not that. Only the names of the files and directory. Then come to this. It said one file name per line. So since we are looking at one file name per line, we are going to use 1 to signify one file name per line. Then the output of this command should be reversed. So find, what are we finding? We are looking for all this in the current directory, which is dot. Then it said find all empty directory. So since the empty directory use empty, so we are going to output this and reverse all of this command. Then again we are putting this cut. We are looking at directory, so this signifies directory. In the parent, in the root of parent, in the parent directory, current directory and subdirectory, how do you display that? Using slash. Then this F here stands for files, regular files. They made mention of files here, so I use F, and that 1 signifies one file per line, 1, and the output should be reversed. So that's that. I believe that's explanatory enough. I exit colon WQ chmod. I make my file executable u plus x, file name. So I do git add, git commit, Ctrl AV, my file name, my commit message, then git push. So paste this. Alright, push successfully. Let's check our code, but before that, let me just clear here. So let's check our code. It's running, it's all checked. That means we are correct. I close this. We move to the next task. The 24 task. A GIF is worth 10,000 words. Write a script that lists all the files with the GIF extension in the current directory. Write a script that lists all the files with a .gif extension in the current directory and all its sub directories. Okay, so that is what we are going to be doing. This is quite complicated too, but then hidden files should be listed. Only regular files, not directory, should be listed. Only regular files. Take note, the name of the file should be listed without their extension. The file should be sorted by byte values, but case insensitive. File AA should be listed before the file BB, and file .b should be listed before this, and the file runner should be listed after file J. One file name per line. The listing should end with a lot of conditions, but we are going to resolve this task regardless. Alright, so I copy the file name, copy, vi, I paste that. So I use I to enter insert mode and compulsory first line, first is first, bin bash. So yeah, let's do that right now. So write a script that lists all the files with .gf and that. So since we are listing all the files, we are going to search for the files. So to search for those files, what do we use? You remember we use find. All right. Then the file type. What type of files are we looking for? So the file type. So what type of file are we looking for? Here said only regular files, not directories, should be listed. Look at the second instruction here. So only regular files and not directories should be listed. So because I'm looking for regular files, am I using D or F? I'm going to use what? F is regular files. So F signifies regular files. So then what is the name of my files? What files am I looking for? I'm looking for files that end with the extension .gif. So .gif. So since I'm imputing so many a dot looking for files, I'm going to introduce my white card. So I think I've used white card in the previous task. So I'll introduce a white card and too many what do you call it? Too many special characters. So I'm going to exit those special characters by using what? By using my double quotes. So I close that. All right. So we proceed. Again, the output of this, what I'm searching for, should be reversed. All right. Like we did in the previous task, we are going to bring in cut. We have for this first one we looked at regular files. All right, we looked at regular files. So the names of the files should be displayed without their extension. We are done with this instruction. So here it said the names of the files should be displayed without their extension. The file should be sorted by this. So since we have done these regular files, we look at directories. So cut, how do we indicate directories? Minus D. So D hyphen D. D stands for directories, and we are looking at the root of the current directory. So how do you indicate that? With a slash, with a backslash, and it's a special character, so I have to enclose it with this double quotes. All right. So let's read on. Then look at this instruction, one file name per line. So again, one file name per line. How do we indicate files, regular files? By using what? F indicates regular files, and one file name per line. All right, one file name per line. Then again, we move on to our next condition. We put another cut. And this time again we are looking at directories. So we are now looking at, we want to satisfy this condition, all right. So we are looking at directories again, and what is it, parent directory or current directory? We are looking at current directories. So since we are looking at current directories, we are going to use dot special character. To exit that, I introduce my single quote. All right. I introduce my single quote. All right. So again we are looking at, after doing that, then we come here. The files should be sorted by that and should be listed before by bb, should be listed this, that, and all that, and the listing should end with a new line. So we are looking at files, and files should be sorted by that. How many files? 1, 2. Okay, this should precede this, this should precede this. So I'm going to use 2 to indicate that. Sorry, 2 files come, one preceding the another and the other preceding the other. So I use 2. Please follow, it's quite complex though, but I believe you can get that. So we have, I've put that again. We reverse the result of our output. Then we reverse the result of our output. Then all these conditions here, the file should be sorted by the values, by byte values, but case insensitive files should be listed. So I'm going to write the command that will satisfy that. So that will be capital LC file sorted by this and should be okay. I'm just trying to satisfy, to do this to satisfy this condition. Let's see all, then we equate that to, equate that to what, to C. So that condition satisfied that, and we sort these files, and what type of files? They are regular files. Quite complex, but please try and understand. You can read more about this later. Okay, but this is what we are supposed to do here. File type, the name of the file, .git files, use a wildcard, reverse the output, then cut D, and we are talking about directories and files, and cut that. So this is the command, so that should satisfy that. So escape column WQ, I make my file executable chmod u+x, git add, git commit -m, control AV, my commit message, then git push. Copy this and include that. So let me check let's check our code, but before then let's clear this. So let's check if we are correct. Quite a complex task, but believe me, these are advanced tasks for this particular project. So let's check we are correct. So close this, move to the next task. Acrostic. An acrostic is a poem or a form of writing with the first letter or symbol of word of each line or directly in the text spells out the word, message, or therefore. The word comes from the French acrostic from post-classical Latin acrostiches as a form of continuing that acrostic can be used as a mnemonic device to aid memory retrieval. So you can read more about that with that link. Create a script that decode acrostic that use the letter, the first letter, the first letter for each line. I believe this is the penultimate task, so but this is not quite impossible to understand. We are solving it. Create a script that decode acrostic that use the first letter of each line. The decoded message has to end with a new line and all that. So first is first, I copy my file name, vi, Ctrl vi, paste that, tap I to write it to my vi mode, my compulsory first line, bin bash. Alright, so what do? We are created a script that decode acrostics that use the first letter of each letter, the decoded message to end with a new line. So here again, I think we are now familiar with the command cut. So since we are talking about acrostics, we use cut -c and put them to end with a new line, and you use the letter. Okay, create a script that decode acrostics that use the first letter of each line. First letter of each line. So we put 1 first letter, then we are going to output that decoded message has to end with a new line. So I use the command paste. Looking back at the instruction, it said, just a second. The word comes from, okay. Create a script that decode acrostics. So since we are talking about acrostics, use the first letter. We put X, okay. Then use a mnemonic to A, then you are not allowed to use the decoded message to end with it. So since it will be in our directory, we are going to use -d, and we are talking about acrostic tasks, so we use single quote to close that off. We put that, so that will be the end of that. Please read more about acrostics. All right, that's my advice. Read more about acrostics, okay? But this should suffice for this particular task. Okay, so escape that, column WQ chmod u plus x, name of my file, git add, git commit, our commit message, then we git push. I copy this. Alright, push successfully. We are going to check our code. Then first let's clear this, then we'll check if we are correct for this acrostic tags. So let's do that. It's all checked, that means we are correct. So we move to the very final task, the biggest fan. So let me copy the file name. Again, this last task quite complex too. I will advise I'll write the code and you look through. I'll do the best I can to explain that. So vi insert. Again, these are advanced tasks, like so you have to read more about them to really get everything in bash. So what are we expected to do here for the very last task? Write a script that passes web server log in TVS format as input and display the 11th host or IP addresses which did the most input. So just allow me write the code, then I'll do the explanation. Alright, so for this, a script that passes that and include the display 11th host or IP which did the most recorded by request not allowed to use. We are not allowed to use this. Write a script that passes web server in TV as input and display the 11th host. So we are more like displaying the last, the last the last line. So we use tail m. Let me just put this and I will explain it to the best of my ability. That will suffice for the task. Cut. We are talking about regular files, so I use f. First lines -1. We are outputting that. Then we sort. Okay. First lines 2, then outputting that. They are unique files. And there are some character devices. That's what -c does. Then output that again. Then sort this RNK. First line. Again we output. This time head. Of course you should know it signifies the first few lines. Alright, can be the first 10, but first lines you use head. And that is the first 11 lines. Output this, reverse the result of the output, then cut. This time we're talking about directory. Then include this single quote, give a space, then input some regular files, one of it, then reverse the result of your output. So that is the command. Let me just do my best to explain that. So for this, it's a write a script that passes web server's log in TVS format as input and displays the 11 host or IP address which did the most requests. So here first we are talking about, we look at the last part of the last lines, okay, because it's last part of the file. We use tail, then the number of lines plus 2, you added 2 lines, then cut regular files, F stand for regular files, number of lines 1, then we are sorting this minus K, please read more on that, then 1, sorting 1 of the files, then they are unique files, this stand for unique files, then there are character devices here, character still stand for character devices, then output that into, then sort RNK one file, then output that, then we now look at the head which is the first few lines of the file, number of files, N stand for number of 11 is here, format as input and display the 11 host or IP address. So that's that, display the 11 host, then output that, reverse the result of the output, then output again, cut directories. So you put this special character, you give a space, then these are regular files, S stand for regular files, and just 1 line of it, then reverse the result of the output. So please read more on this biggest fun task. This is the last, so I believe I've done that explanation to the best of my ability. You can read more on it. So that's that. If you input that should suffice for this task. Escape :WQ. So chmod u plus x, our file name, git add, git commit -m, our commit message, then git push. And I put in this token. I git push. Alright, so let's check our code. This is the final task, so let's check our code right now. Check your code. Checking is all correct. So congratulations, we are done with this task. Alright, please, I will advise, try and read more about this concept. Try and read more. Then different concepts here, they are so numerous, things to read about, new commands. Alright, please try and read about them. So this is the final part. Like I said, the link to the first video, the first part of this task, I'll drop that in the description of this video. You can go through it. The first part of this video will be, the link will be in the description. Alright, please like and subscribe to my channel. Alright, I'll do more of these videos to explain, to help you out, to explain concept about software engineering and about this whole program in subsequent videos. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.